is we are going to start with our door on the front of our house. Now, what I'm going to set up is a door that's centered, and then I'm going to put a window on each side. Pretty standard, pretty easy, right? What shape do you think our door is going to be? Rectangle. Very good. And if it needs to be centered on the wall, what am I going to use? How can I know where the center is? Yeah, corner to corner. And look, I had left it there for my roof. So you can just use that same little spot if you have it still marked there. If you don't have it marked there, you might want to put it back so that you can get that center point of that wall. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my door, just a rectangle, on that wall itself. Now my building is a single-story building, so I want to make sure that I'm putting the door that matches that wall. If I put a teeny tiny door, that means it's a 2-story building and I got to separate top and bottom floors and the roof is going to look really weird. But I'm just going to put a standard little door. Now, sides of my door are going to be nice and vertical. Sides of my door are going to be nice and vertical. And the top of my door is going to be nice and horizontal. Remember, to get horizontals and verticals, always compare to the edges of your paper. Now, this is a rectangle. All well and good. But, you know, for a door, I want to put a little bit more. What else could we put to make this look more like a good door? Yeah, a doorknob would help. You can't open this thing unless you're opening it psychically, right? I don't think they have doorknobs like that. They got electronic locks, but I don't think they have psychic ones yet. If you want to put a fancy doorknob with a nice little thing all the way around, you can. Or you can just put a little circle. That's fine too. It's kind of far away from us. We don't have to put too much detail. Now, doors aren't just shoved in walls. They have to be connected in a certain way so that they can open. If you look at our door in our classroom over there, there's something around the door. What is that called? A door frame. Therefore, we are putting a door frame around this as well. Now, for your door frame, we just need another little set of lines. 2 verticals, 1 horizontal. And the door might be crooked. On the corners of those door frames, I am going to put some angled seams. Why? Because that's fancier. So I'm just outlining it out. And there are fancier door frames than this, but this is a very standard one. And I'm going to put a little angle here and a little angle here. Pretty easy, pretty easy. But right now we got a door. We got a door frame. We got a doorknob. Yeah. Now when you're in your house and somebody knocks at your door, do you just open it up? You want to know who's there, right? How can you know who's there? Yeah, usually you have something in your main door that you can look out. It could be a nice big window. It could be a little tiny window, which could be a square or a little curved top. Sometimes there's little peephole kind of things, right? But there should be something that you can see out of the door because that is a safety feature. I'm just going to put a little square window in the top of it. Some people actually hang their doors upside down so the little square window is on the bottom. Any idea why people might do that? Yep, so their doggies can look outside and their kitties can look outside. That's some true pet lovers when they hang their doors upside down just for their pets. Fun times, fun times. But I'm just going to put a little window. Now, if you want to put dividers in the windows, if you want to put a frame around that window, you can. I'm not being too particular about it, but I do want some kind of indication that these people can look out of their door to see who's at their door without just letting strangers in. Now, when people come into your home, what happens if they've walked through a bunch of mud? Huh? Yeah, we need some kind of doormat. We need something that people can wipe their feet off on so they're not tracking all kind of trash into your house. Now, best thing to do is actually when you get right inside the doors, take your shoes off so you're not tracking things all around your house. But, you know, especially if it's just company and not family, you're not expecting people to take their shoes off. But they should wipe their shoes before they come in. It just is a cleanliness kind of issue. Now, the door, that was all verticals, horizontals. That was easy. What about the doormat? I'm going to draw something wrong. Don't do this. Doormat. Yeah, it has to be with a vanishing point. You're starting to see it. That's a wonderful thing. This doesn't look right, does it? No, that absolutely doesn't look right. That's some kind of weird thing going into the floor. Maybe they have a basement and there's a little window right underneath the door. I don't know, that's weird. So we can't use vertical lines with that. We need to use some vanishing point lines. So from your width of your door, which it could be a little wider or it could be directly even with, it doesn't matter. From your width of your door, you're going to need 2 vanishing point lines. One on the right and one on the left. And then a horizontal to finish it off. Up to you. They make doormats all kinds of different sizes. You can make it a little bigger. You can make it a little narrower. It really doesn't matter. We can actually extend that doormat the entire width of the house, and it'd be more like a little corporate, little patio kind of thing. So you have some options. I just want something that people can kind of wipe their feet on. You know, a little doormat. It could be a little cement kind of thing. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Now, I'm going to go just one little step fancier. You do not have to. I'm going to put a little thickness on my mat because mats often have a little bit of a thickness with some little vertical lines coming down and one other little horizontal and one other little vertical. And you know what? I'm going to write welcome on it. Even though my doormat says dogs welcome, people optional. Just saying. I'm going to write on it. You don't have to write on it. There's all kind of funny little doormats you can get. They can have pictures on them. They can have sayings on them. You can order custom doormats that say whatever you want. There are doormats that say go away. It's fabulous. Whenever you get a house, you can get you a funny one. But I just put welcome on mine. That's kind of standard. That's kind of standard. But it's a little mat. Something for them to clean their feet off as they're coming into the house. Yeah. Cool. Now, often in entranceways to homes, that's where you're hanging coats, you're putting stuff down, just depends on what your entrance is like. I want to put some windows on this entrance, so when you walk into the house, you have a little natural light. If you don't have any natural light when you walk into your house, you have to kind of grope around for light switches and things like that. Not often pleasant. Having a little bit of natural light is nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a window on each side. Right? Same things as the doors. You can either do some nice tall rectangles if you want really tall windows. You can do some little squares, doesn't matter. Do your best to try to make them match though. 2 equal windows on either side. One thing that I'm going to do to help mine match is I'm going to put my ruler for the tops and I'm just going to make sure that they line up with each other. Right? I'm going to make sure that the tops line up with each other. Nice and horizontal. I'm going to do the same thing down to the bottom. And I want to leave some room for some plants, so I'm not going to go all the way to the floor. I like plants.
Can we add windows like the side of the door?
Absolutely. You can put some skylights, which would be the same height as your door, all the way down, usually nice and skinny, and you can put those windows. For sure. I love it. That still counts as 2 windows on the sides of your doors. Awesome?
But I'm talking like connected.
Yeah. Yeah. To the front door. Yeah. There are doors that can be double doors. Like you could do 2 doors. And then those are called side lights that are actually connected to the side of your door that are the same height as the door. Yeah, for sure. If you want to put the side lights, that's fine as well. It doesn't matter to me what kind of windows you want to put. Just want you to play around and put some windows. Now, my tops and bottoms should line up with each other. My sides still nice and vertical. And my left one should be about the same width as the one on the right. About. If they're not exact, I'm not going to measure that. I'm not. But they should be about. Because I can tell mine are a little bit off already. Because one of them's a little closer to the door than the other one. But that's okay. I'm just looking for about the same. Now, windows, just like doors, have frames. So you want to go put some framing around them. A little doubled line. A little doubled line. And then, how can we make them look a little bit more like windows? What could we put?
An outline.
Yeah, we could put those little outlines of the windows. Have you ever seen those windows that are like divided up into little tiny windows inside them?
Yeah, it's like squares.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and put those, you can. Can you often see inside of a home from the windows? Yes. Do you want people outside passing on the sidewalk to see inside of your home? We can put some shades, we can put some shutters, you can put some curtains inside. They can be prepped for hurricane season and the shutters are covering the windows. You got all kinds of things you can do. All kinds of little things. It's fun. You could put a cat sitting in the window looking out because that's what cats do. You can put a dog if you want inside there looking out. Could be barking at a mailman going by. There's all kinds of options. But, you know, at least 2 little windows. If you want to put the little dividers, you can put some curtains on the inside. You have options. And that would be kind of faded. Anything that you would put on the inside would be kind of faded because you would be going through like the glare of glass. Now I'm going to let y'all play around with some of these things. I'm going to put a little shrub right here in the front. One on the left, one on the right. Just some little greenery and stuff like that. I like using squiggles. Instead of the little cloud look, the squiggles kind of make it look more like real leaves. But I'm going to put a couple of shrubs. Remember, I'm putting the shrubs in front of the house, not just on the house. We don't want to paint it on there. And after I put those little shrubs, I'm going to come around and take a look, see what you got. And if you have any trouble with something, if something's not quite lining up the way it needs to, I'm going to help out so that we can get that set up. But take a little time and play around with the front of your house. What are some other things you can add? How do you know if somebody's at your door? Doorbell, or they actually have door knockers that you can put on the house, right? And it's little metal things that you go tap, tap, tap with. You can do door knockers, you can do doorbells. A lot of people these days have camera doorbells. When you click the doorbell, it's taking a picture of who's ever at the house. You can put some little lights on either side, like some little porch security light kind of situations going on. There's all kinds of things you can do. Play around with it, decorate it up a little bit. If you want to put a house number, if you want to, you know, start making it a little personal to you, feel free. I'm going to come around though and check to see what you have before we move on to the side of the house.